Hi, everyone. The 2022 Kentucky Derby is on Saturday at Churchill Downs, race number 12. And this is a race that has been recently dominated by speed. The last 8 winners, first across the wire, asterisk, were all positioned in the top 3. And we're going to know in the opening furlong if that trend is going to continue, because it appears there is all kinds of speed in this field. Let's take a look at the entries. I'm going to talk a little bit about the pace scenario. The speed of the speed is probably number 4, Summer is Tomorrow, number 6, Messier, and number 7, Classic Causeway. Those are 3 horses who do their thing up on the front end, but they're not the only speed horses in the field. Number 3, Epicenter has speed. So does number 8, Charge It. Taba, lightly raced Taba, also has speed, and so does Zozos. So we're talking about 3 front runners, Summer is Tomorrow, Messier, Classic Causeway, and 4 others with elements of speed as well: Epicenter, Charge It, Taba, and Zozos. This race could be a complete and total pace meltdown, which would be a little bit different from the most recent derbies that we've seen. The last 8 Derby winners, first across the wire, all were in the top 3. We're going to know early on what the pace scenario of this race is going to be. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the top contenders in this field. And we're going to start off with the morning line favorite. His name is Zanden. Zanden will be ridden by Flavian Pratt. He's trained by Chad Brown. And this is a horse that would appreciate a fast pace. He's lightly raced, a son of Upstart, and he has gone from strength to strength. Zanden is the 3-1 morning line favorite, which to me seems really kind of a low price, but his most recent win was powerful. And I think you're going to agree when we take a look at the stretch run of the Bluegrass Stakes last time out. Zanden rallying from behind, Smile Happy up on the front end, and here comes Zanden in the blue. He had to come from far back. He weaved through traffic, and watch the stretch run by Zanden, blowing past Smile Happy in the lane. An impressive turn of late foot by Zanden. This is the type of performance that you expect a horse to deliver in the Kentucky Derby. Rallying from behind, drawing away, doing his best stuff at the end. A powerful finish by Zanden in the Bluegrass. And I would not talk anyone who likes Zanden off of this good, lightly raced, improving colt. He reportedly has trained super since that race, and Zanden is a logical contender. The only serious knock, well, a couple of them actually. He's going to have to weave his way through traffic coming from far back. Considering the pace scenario, that should not be an issue. The most important thing, I think, is the 3-1 price. That just seems like a low number in a race with 19 other horses, but Zanden, a top contender. Another contender coming from off the pace is the colt who won the Wood Memorial, and his name is Mo Donegal. He has the same running style as Zanden. Mo Donegal and Zanden need the speed to back up in order to be effective, and that's exactly what happened last time out with Mo Donegal. The biggest difference between Zanden and Mo Donegal, Zanden, I think, is a little bit better colt just visually and numbers-wise, but Mo Donegal's price is more than 3 times as high as Zanden. Zanden 3-1, Mo Donegal is listed at 10-1. Let's take a look at the Wood Memorial last time out. And Zanden, who did the Mo Donegal, I should say, rallying from behind in the green down on the inside. And that's a good colt up on the lead. Early voting. He couldn't quite stay the distance early voting, but Mo Donegal rallying from behind, weaving through traffic, grinding away through the stretch, and wearing down early voting in deep stretch. A good solid win by a colt that you would expect off this performance to appreciate the additional furlong of the 1 1/4 Kentucky Derby. So I think that Mo Donegal, I know that the Wood Memorial hasn't been that productive as far as Derby winners go recently, but the style that Mo Donegal displayed and his improving pattern, and trainer Todd Pletcher knows a thing or two about winning the Kentucky Derby. Mo Donegal will be running late. He was ridden by Joel Rosario in the Wood Memorial. Irad Ortiz takes over on Mo Donegal as Rosario opts for Epicenter for reasons that we'll talk about a little bit later. So we have Zanden and Mo Donegal, 2 comfort behinders, one 3-1, the other 10-1. Another closer is the gray white Abarrio. He won the Florida Derby last time out, and the Florida Derby is a race that a lot of handicappers are kind of down on for logical reasons. It was not all that visually impressive. The number came back, actually, the number came back decent, 96. The speed figure does not really match the visual impression. Maybe you'll disagree when we go ahead and take a look at the stretch run of the Florida Derby. Charge It is going to finish second, and Simplification, who was up on the lead, will finish third. But let's take a look at the stretch of the Florida Derby at Gulfstream Park, and that's White Abarrio, 3 wide, the gray. Charge It will be racing greenly through the lane, and Simplification, who was up on the lead, and he's going to hang on for third. White Abarrio kind of grinding away. Charge It on the outside, racing greenly, ducking in, ducking out, and he ran okay for his third career start. Was Charge It. He actually ran a pretty good race, and I think he certainly has a lot of room to improve. Charge It does. The reason I believe that White Abarrio could be a better colt than that race makes him look is because he has not had the best of winters. In fact, going into the Holy Bull Stakes in February, he came down with the fever, he missed some training, and then he went out and won by more than 4 lengths. He had a similar hiccup leading into the Florida Derby. It was minor, but his preparation for the Florida Derby was less than ideal. It was imperfect. He had a small little tiny setback, not a big deal, but it was imperfect preparation going into the Florida Derby. Since then, from what we know, everything has gone according to plan for White Abarrio. I think that this gray son of race day has another forward move in him. He's a come from behinder, and he is good now. Charge It is the horse that kind of scares me because I don't know what to do with him. He didn't break well in the Florida Derby. He was green through the lane. It was only the third start of his career. He has trained super since then, and he's the type of horse that will drive handicappers crazy. I don't like him. I don't not like him. I don't know what to do with Charge It. Considering that he is listed at 20-1, I'm leaning toward liking him a little bit more. So Charge It did not make my top 4, but he's a horse that definitely scares me. Another horse who's a little bit of a dilemma, not a little bit, a lot, is Taiba. Taiba has already done something that we believe no horse has ever done, and that is win the Santa Anita Derby in the second start of his career. And now he's going to try to do something that hasn't been done in ages, and that's win the Kentucky Derby in the third start of his career. He is way short on seasoning, but he is not short on brilliance. Taiba won his career debut in March at Santa Anita. He won by more than 7 lengths with a 103 Beyer speed figure, and 1 month later, he went from 6 furlongs to 1 mile and 1/8. That's way too much to ask against the likes of Messier and Forbidden Kingdom, right? Well, turns out, no, it was not. Let's take a look at the stretch run of the Santa Anita Derby and watch a second-time starter, Taiba, on the outside. That's Messier setting the pace inside. Messier already put away Forbidden Kingdom, and he actually ran okay in defeat. Messier did. But here comes Taiba off a 6 furlong debut sprint win against Maidens, wearing down the seasoned graded stakes winning Messier and winning the race going away. A normal horse does not do that. That was an impressive win by a second-time starter. Now, can Taiba overcome his lack of seasoning? It's all going to depend on how he breaks and whether he can establish position early, and if he is still as good the first Saturday in May as he was on the first Saturday in April. And he was very good in the Santa Anita Derby, Taiba. He also has had only 1 workout between starts, and that's by design. Trainer Tim Yachtine, who took over for Bob Baffert, Yachtine he feels that's the best way to prepare Taiba. He needs to kind of reload him a little bit, get his energy level back up. Only 1 workout. The workout was honestly not that great, and that's available on xbtv.com. Taiba's only workout between the Santa Anita Derby and Kentucky Derby was not the type of workout that you would go, wow, that horse is good now. But Taiba does not always show up in the mornings. He certainly does show up in the afternoon. On raw ability, he's the best, fastest horse in the field. Whether or not he can overcome that lack of seasoning is the issue. As for Messier, win, lose, or draw, he is going to be contesting the early pace. Along with Summers Tomorrow and Classic Causeway, Messier is expected to use his gas. That's what he does, and jockey John Velasquez recognizes the importance of speed, and he'll put Messier into the race. So Summers Tomorrow, Messier, and Classic Causeway, 3 front-running contenders. And Messier is another horse. He didn't crack my top 4, but he is a good horse with speed. He'll be in the race for as long as he can last. I did see Messier's most recent workout in person at Santa Anita, and he was super. He was visually impressive. He finished in full stride. The knock on Messier is that he makes a lot of noise when he is working. Sometimes when a horse makes noise when they're working, it can indicate a breathing issue. I don't know that that's the case with Messier, but he makes a lot of noise, and there were a lot of people talking about Messier's loudness in that most recent workout. Visually an appealing workout. 2 very good colts trained by Tim Yachtin, took both of them over from Bob Baffert. And Messier, Santa Anita Derby runner-up, is a definite contender. Okay, horses from Dubai are toss-outs in the Kentucky Derby, right? Well, 16 of them have tried, and none of them have hit the board. And when I say Dubai, I'm talking about the UAE Derby. Why should it be any different this year? Well, here's why. Horses bred in Japan and who began their career in Japan have been on an unbelievable roll. Japan won their first 2 Breeders' Cup races last fall. At the Saudi Cup, they won 4 stakes races, and at the Dubai World Cup in March, 5. All of a sudden, Japan bred and or based horses are running well in top international races the world over. Crown Pride was bred in Japan. He began his career in Japan, winning his first 2 starts, and last time out in the UAE Derby, he delivered the type of performance that suggests he could be the first Dubai to Louisville shipper to win the Kentucky Derby. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stretch run of the UAE Derby and listen in on the call as Crown Pride wears down Summers Tomorrow in late March in the UAE Derby.
The whole way with Crown Pride right there. Ben Dukes towards the inside. Island Falcon races away in 4th. Sekifu and Combustion, but Summers Tomorrow is still the leader into the final 250. Summers Tomorrow by 2. Crown Pride is all out in 2nd. Ben Duke is 3rd. Then comes Island Falcon. Here's Crown Pride getting to grips, getting the better of Summers Tomorrow, whose runner's race is Japan again. It's Crown Pride in the UAE Derby. The land of the rising sun is having a night to remember. Crown Pride beats Summers Tomorrow. Island Falcon 3rd, Ben Duke, Quality Boon. Rewa Homer.
Well, the land of the rising sun certainly did have a night to remember on the Dubai World Cup card, winning 5 stakes. And that was only the 4th career start by Crown Pride. You may have noticed through the stretch, he did not switch leads. Now, that's something that you can probably get away with at Maidan against suspect company. He won't be able to do that at Churchill Downs on Saturday. He's going to need to switch leads, but he has come from behind style, or the type of come from behind style he displayed winning the UAE Derby is the type that could play well if the Derby pace unfolds as expected. The runner-up in the race, to me, is the most interesting horse in the race, Summers Tomorrow, because he is a fast son of a gun, and his last 2 starts have been terrific. He won a 7-furlong allowance by more than 6 lengths, and he did all the dirty work up front in the UAE Derby, but Crown Pride wore him down. The reason he's the most important horse in the race, in my opinion, is because I expect Summers Tomorrow to use his speed from post 4 and make the lead. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with backing a front runner who figures to make the lead at 30-1. Nobody's going to take him seriously. Why would you? Looking at his form, he can't get the distance. He backed up going 1 mile and 3/16. But front runners are always dangerous. And we talked earlier a little bit about the fact that the last 8 first over the wire Derby finishers were all positioned in the top 3 at a giant price. I think Summers Tomorrow is very interesting. When all is said and done, to me, the horse to beat is in post position number 3, and that's not a great draw for Epicenter. But Epicenter is good now. He's had a terrific season at Fairgrounds. The Fairgrounds 3-year-olds have not really established themselves on the Kentucky Derby stage in recent years. I think Epicenter might be an exception for a couple of reasons. First of all, when he won the Risen Star Stakes 2 starts back, 3 horses that he crushed came back to subsequently win graded stakes races. So he beat a good field in the Risen Star. He did it setting the pace. But last time out in the Louisiana Derby, Epicenter and Joel Rosario needed to teach Epicenter to sit behind horses. And that's exactly what he did. Epicenter sat third. He took dirt, he angled out, and he kicked away. You can probably fish around on the internet and find a replay of Epicenter's Louisiana Derby and his Risen Star Stakes 2 starts back. This is a good colt. He's in top form right now. He showed versatility last time out. And if he can establish position early from post 3, which won't be easy because there's speed to his outside and the entire field tends to gravitate to the rail. So Rosario will have some early decisions to make to establish Epicenter's position, but he has trained super since the race. Trainer Steve Asmussen looking for his first Kentucky Derby victory. And I think that number 3 Epicenter is the horse to beat. Crown Pride at 20-1, my second selection. He'll need to switch leads, but Japan-based horses are performing admirably the world over. And White Barrio, I suspect he is a better horse than his Florida Derby victory suggests. And finally, for absolute, complete, and total craziness, Summer is Tomorrow up on the front end. I like Epicenter to win the Kentucky Derby on Saturday at Churchill Downs. I'm Brad Free. I'll see you next time.